After about a month of shooting the new Hoyt Pro Force, I thought it'd be the perfect time to give you an overall review of what I think about this bow. It's packed with some awesome features, and on the range, it's delivered some incredible results. But let's just take a look at what this thing has for features when you look at it on paper. The 2018 Hoyt Pro Force is an unbelievable bow, coming in at just under 36 inches axle to axle, with a really high-end speed of 325 out of the box. This new Pro Force is really in a class all of its own and is a perfect crossover bow for 3D and for target archery. It's packed with some great features, including the all-new ZT Hypercam, the quad flex limbs, a new biax pocket system, and an offset weight distribution that really is helpful for all target archers using multiple stabilizers. It also has a rear stabilizer mounting system along with the Tech shoot-through riser that Hoyt has been known for. You also have the option of the modular 4-angle grip system, and this is certainly a bow that's going to be a force to be reckoned with. I am really confident that this Pro Force is the best crossover bow I've ever shot. And what I mean by crossover bow is this bow really feels so close to my hunting bows. And I like that because I really cross over quite frequently. The thing that I like most about it is that it uses the Hyper ZT cam, which is one of the hardest parts about transitioning from a standard target bow over to a hunting bow and back and forth. And if you're a type of person that really focuses on getting a lot of their reps, a lot of their training in on the 3D range, then having that exact feel that you're going to carry with you into the hunting field is super critical. This cam system is really smooth. It allows me to shoot all three of my release styles, whether it's my tension release, a hinge release, which I've been really focusing on a lot lately, as well as my trigger releases. And you do have the option to go to the lower let-off module. So the silver modules are, a lower let-off than what comes standard on the hunting bows. Most of the hunting bows come with the high let-off module. So this is able to lower that down a little bit, which is actually really good because in some of the western states, they don't allow the let-off over that 80% number. So this allows you to practice on the range with what you can take into every state and still be legal. From there, the shoot-through riser design has just been impeccable. Throughout over a decade of shooting the Hoyt shoot-through system, I've just come to realize that with a long stabilizer and a longer sight, any type of torque is really magnified. And this simple bridge that makes your shoot-through riser puts so much added strength into that system. And that's really what separates this from the hunting model. If you had an easy trap door to get a hunting arrow in there quick without having to feed a broadhead through the back, I'd probably take this into the woods with me any day of the week. The way I've got mine set up, I'm shooting at about 63 pounds. I'm actually shooting a Super Drive 23 with a PM 2.0 vane in a 6 fletch configuration with 120 grains in the point. And this thing is just absolutely killing it on my 3D range. The new Sherlock Carbon X sight, so this will be coming out really soon, and then I've pretty much wrapped up that whole package with the knock-on Elevate rest. This is actually not very standard for me as a target archer, but I went with the limb-driven fall-away design, and I'm shooting the standard whale tail, same as what I'd be shooting on a hunting arrow. And the reason I'm doing that is because it allows me more options for fletch, and I've been playing around with fletching choices. So now that I'm going to this 6 fletch, I have perfect clearance. I don't have to worry about having that launcher blade. Don't have to worry about not having clearance or having any contact. I'm not shooting a scope right now. I'm shooting a 29 millimeter up pin. This thing is just absolutely spitting darts. Still shooting my original fused carbon blades, but some of the other technology with Hoyt is with this new pocket system. It's actually a little bit different than the prior systems because you actually can squeeze the limbs as you insert them into this new pocket system, and the natural pressure of the limbs pushing out is seating those limbs to where there is zero tolerance. They are super tight, they are super consistent, and they're pretty much supporting the best limb system in the market. I mean, Hoyt's layered limb system is by far the best, and this is a beyond parallel bow. And even though the axle to axle length is arguably a little short for a target archer, because of the cam system and the way that this wheel rolls over, from where the string comes off of the cam, the string angle is actually super forgiving and super nice. I'm completely comfortable in this bow, even though I'm at a 31-inch draw on my target setups. This bow does go up to 33 inches in draw length with the largest cam, which is going to be good for some of the long draw shooters. It's utilizing the new roller guard system, which is actually designed for two different things. One is it's staggered as well as offset. So the horizontal and the vertical positioning is much different than the typical roller guards that are actually two wheels in the exact same place. It gives you better spacing of your cables, and it gives you also less torque on your cams, so you have way better cam lean out of the box. You can see here the new cable connectors are actually slightly different. The one on the right naturally is higher than the one on the left, which is really important because when you put a cable, a brand new yoke cable on a bow, it's actually being pulled off to the side because of that cable rod system. So as it's being pulled off to the side, there's normally more slack in the right side, which is why you have to add twists on the cable guard side or the roller guard side of the bow. But what they've done is they've compensated for that natural difference, and they've raised the right side and kept the left side in a standard position just above the axle, so that this cam just tracks beautifully. When I look down this cam system, both cams are literally just running nose to nose right towards one another. And with this new system where you actually have a dual split yoke system, the bottom cam lean is completely gone. This thing tracks beautifully, super efficient. You also have the option for the rear stabilizer mount. I personally don't shoot one, but if you did, it's there. And I don't know, I just can't say enough about this bow. It's an absolute tack driver. I've put a lot of time behind this, getting close to about 10,000 arrows so far through it, and I can tell you that this is definitely one of my all-time favorites coming out of the Hoyt factory. So, there's always one rebel in the group. But I made up for it, you see. I made up for it because here I got both 12s, so it averaged out. But yeah, that right there is a perfect example of what that Pro Force is doing. This thing is an absolute assassin on the target range.